You gotta act like you don't care. And be like this. Be like,
I'm
like no. I was like a girl's looking at you like. I say, God damn! See, I said it this time and not Mike. This is a Rotten Tomatoes reaction about the X-Men Apocalypse movie that have just come out that other critics got to screen before us. It's going to be coming out next week.
We're not important.
Yeah, we suck. And so we're going to be reacting much like we did with the BVS, and I don't like saying that. You guys know that. Batman vs. Superman, Rotten Tomatoes reaction, so it's going to be like that.
So here's the thing. We did this with Batman vs. Superman, right? And we meant, what it was meant to be, and that's what it's going to be for this one, was for us to look at the reviews for Batman vs. Superman, us being little fucking peon nobodies who didn't get to see the movie yet.
I'm a somebody.
And look at what people were saying about it and just react to it. Be like, oh, fuck, I was hoping that wouldn't happen. Oh, that's really good that they say this happened. But what happened was, we got so upset that everybody was dogging the movie that we wanted to be so good that we reacted in an angry way towards the reviewers, and people were like, y'all didn't even see the fucking movie yet. So anyways, yeah.
Again, I'm gonna let you guys know, we respect your opinion. We respect everybody's opinion. You can have your fucking opinion, as stupid as it fucking may be.
Now get the fuck out!
Get out of my fucking place! But you can have it. You can take that with you.
Honestly, I base most of my respect and how I feel on the audience score movies, not the critic score movies, because those are our people.
Yep.
But this has a 56% or 52% rotten.
Wow. Now. Okay.
And that's disappointing as shit. But let's see what people say and see what we think about it. So, starting out, these are just the blurbs. This is Bruce Kirkland from the Toronto Sun, top critic.
Wow.
He says. He gives a fresh review. He says, piece by piece, singer fits it in the mouth. Piece by piece.
He loves to fit that in the mouth.
Piece by piece, singer fits this ninth film in the franchise, which includes Deadpool. The franchise.
Fucking bitch.
Into the X-Men.
Don't do that. You an asshole, because I thought you were being for real. I've not seen the movie. I thought I was like, oh shit, really?
I saw the gleam in your eye, and then I squashed it.
You fucking crushed dreams.
Into the X-Men universe like a master puzzle maker. He does it so well, at least in terms of storytelling, that the X-Men franchise still has a vigorous future.
I like it. Yeah. And I like that because, I'm not saying that Apocalypse, the X-Men, the new one's coming out, it's not going to be the greatest thing I've ever seen, and maybe it doesn't live up to Days of Future Past's awesomeness that they had, but that's a good...
Yeah,
I like it.
I mean, because it's all over the place. Like, look, you've got and First Class muddled the shit out of things. Because you got the young X-Men, you got the new X-Men, and then Days of Future Past came along, and it was like, fuck that third movie. That shit never existed.
No, actually, yeah, X-Men 3 and Origins really fucked X-Men.
Yeah, and then they came out with the Days of Future Past, and they're like, that shit didn't exist, so it can be very confusing. So if he can, even if this movie doesn't like wow people, if he can place a story together really well to where it has a future, that's a good thing. That's hard to do in this situation.
Yes.
Rotten review from Josh Slater-Williams from The Skinny. Michael Fassbender and Jennifer Lawrence have rarely seemed so disinterested on screen as they do for much of this. Well, that's just two people.
Okay, I'll tell you this. From what I saw on the trailers, okay, with Michael Fassbender and Jennifer Lawrence, it looked to me like Fassbender was playing that disinterested character anyway. Because he tells Charles Xavier at one point, he's like, everything you thought I was, I buried it with my family. So, he would be kind of like in a shock zone, just doing whatever he thinks he can get vengeance for his family. So he's not going to be interested in what's going on. Almost like a victim of some kind of bad crime. Yeah. They're going to be weird. They're going to be distant. Jennifer Lawrence... Again, she's not a superhero, as she's clearly pointed out in the trailers, and Mystique is not. Well, she's doing this because she has to survive. She wants to survive, so she's doing whatever she can do to survive.
And the thing about that is that I love Jennifer. If Jennifer Lawrence is fronting a movie about like David O. Russell or whatever, I'm like, she's amazing. That's going to be fantastic or whatever. But when you look at X-Men, I see Jennifer Lawrence. My honest opinion, when I see her in X-Men, I don't care. I think that could be played by a smaller role. I don't think it needs Jennifer Lawrence there. I don't think that role quite lives up to the kind of actress that she is.
So, I agree with you. So, Mystique is not definitely somebody I would invest in.
Yeah, I thought they focused too much time on her in the past. And also the Magneto thing, like I get where this guy's coming from, even though I haven't seen the movie, because truthfully with Magneto, how many times can you go back to that well of Charles being like, don't do it, Magneto, and he's like, I'm a fucking gonna. And then Charles like, but don't. He's like, but I gotta.
But,
I mean, we've seen it.
But Fassbender and the Magneto character itself, imagine that, like, your family dies, and you're assuming, because the trailer and stuff, I mean, we haven't seen the movie, but your family's dead, right? And you are literally in this zone that you don't give a fuck about anything anymore. You're just doing whatever you can to make yourself feel better about dishing out justice. So I could, maybe that's what he was trying to do.
Ben Nicholson from Cineview says...
Cinnabons?
Cinnabons.
Cinnabon.
Cinnabons. Fat ass. No, he's not fat.
Oh.
Cinnabons give you fat ass.
They will give you fat.
Fucking delicious.
When you look at one, your ass jiggles for a
It'd
week.
be way too easy for some gas station worker to put some cum on that shit, though. You know what I'm saying? It's so white.
God damn.
Juicy.
Never had
What the fuck? He gives it a rotten score, and he says, easily the most incoherent and irrelevant of Bryan Singer's X-Men movies. That's scary, man.
And actually, it's not true because actually the most incoherent and most moronic is Superman Returns. So I'm sorry.
X-Men movies. So yeah, that's a scary thought because if it's irrelevant, if it doesn't really matter, that kind of sucks. Days of Future Past was so good and it cleaned up so much shit that if the follow-up doesn't really just matter in that deep way you want down in your cockles, that
Well, here's my question.
sucks.
Like, okay, you guys loved Avengers. Everybody loved Avengers, right? And be honest with yourself. Fucking pull out your cock or your vagini and
Pull
just
out your cock, butt up the duck.
put it
Pull out
on
your
socks. We can rhyme all day. But pull out your fucking balls and say, did Avengers Age of Ultron really live up to the expectations of Avengers? No. Because Avengers was so phenomenal. It was so great. It was so different. It was so new.
And even with Civil War,
Ultron.
not enough really happened.
So-
as good as it was.
Days of Future Past is in that same vein. Days of Future Past was so great. It's hard to follow up with the same kind. It's rare when a sequel surpasses or is at least on the same level of the original movie. So.
And that was the honeymoon's over, so to speak, with this movie. Because like with Days of Future Past, it was like, we're fucking here, balls out, and we fixed everything.
Yeah.
Ben
Bad
Sin.
scores.
Ben Sin.
He sinned it.
Says from the South China Morning Post. Where the fuck did that come from?
I don't
know. He gives it a rotten score, and he says, following 2 excellent entries. First class.
Excellent.
First class
The
in
excellent
Days of Future Past. He
yeah.
says, this third prequel, that's crazy too. Third prequel, man, that's nuts.
It's fun.
Sets out to deliver a grandiose adventure with cataclysmic dramatic reckoning, but mostly falls flat. How do you like the way I pronounce them big words?
I love it.
Yeah!
Write a book.
He says, but it's supposed to be this huge big thing and it just falls flat. That's a scary thought. Because it's Apocalypse, man. It's supposed to be fucking huge.
Yeah,
if they don't do that in the right way, that's a scary thought.
What the fuck are you... Now that part gets my cockles in a little bind because...
little cockles.
In a little bind because...
Your little bean package.
I have a huge bean package. No, I mean, but seriously, look at this. You saw the trailers, right? Does it not look like Apocalypse is a fucking force to be reckoned with? It's like everything they have built will fall and in their place. I mean, right? Does it not look like Apocalypse is the fucking bee's knees of bad guys in this film? Like, I don't
needs to
get
be big.
Like, what the fuck is he supposed to... Like, why is he not... I wanted this guy to be more detailed about why he's not, like, the main awesome guy that they're showcasing.
Like hooking up with a stripper or a porn star. That's great that you got that, man. But it needs to be big.
But then again...
It needs to be big.
But then again...
You need to show up.
But then
Because you
again...
got a huge hole to fill.
Then again... It could be one of those things like what he's saying is like, you know what, you see this hot girl at this bar, you take her home, but Sheena was a man.
Yago Garcia from Cinemania from Spain, full review in Spanish. He gives it a rotten review too. He says Bryan Singer has stopped being relevant in a genre he helped create. Now what he's saying, I think, is that he's saying with all the big shits happening, with the Deadpool, Batman's fighting fucking Superman, Civil War's going, people are dying, Infinity War's coming up. That's a fear I have for this movie too, because X-Men's got to step their game up a little bit too. They can't do the same old shit as good as that's been at times.
Well, you know, I get that point. He's probably saying that X-Men is maybe coming across a little lackluster. X-Men has been, to me, always about students trying to learn their powers, trying to figure out their place in the world. They're not the Avengers. They're not like seasoned veterans of crime fighters or whatever. You know, like
they had like 10 goddamn movies already, though.
They did, but you know, Jean Grey fucks that out. But I'm just saying, but they're not like they're students and they're trying to do their best to use their powers to help humanity. So I guess what he's saying is like maybe it's a little boring. Maybe it's a little bit too OC.
Yeah.
Orange County. The show OC.
What?
OC. The OC.
This is from Xavier Sanchez Pons from Cincin.
Okay.
Cincin.
Let me read it, bitch. You can't read
Full
it.
reviews in Spanish.
Where? This one?
Yeah, stupid.
Xavier Sanchez Pons.
You fucking, that's not how you say
Yeah,
it.
he is.
You don't even know.
It's Xavier.
We'll leave it off this. I only did the first page because we can make. I can do this
There's
all
time-
day,
yeah,
but
there's
nobody
time
wants to
though.
watch that shit. So we'll just do the first page, and this is the last one. We'll leave it off with a fresh rating.
Okay.
That dude whose name I can't pronounce says
Xavier. Sons.
a sci-fi fun adventures. What the fuck are you talking
You
about?
can't read.
No, I read it right, man. It doesn't make sense.
Let me read it.
Okay.
A sci-fi fun adventures. That's you need to check that shit. A sci-fi fun adventures I'm going to read it exactly like it's written. A sci-fi fun adventures full of pop culture winks that become, by its own merits, the most festive entrance of the saga.
I like to give a festive entrance.
So I don't know what the fuck
That's
I
when
just
you
read.
dance before you put it in.
Basically saying like it had a good time, it was fun, and it was like it did one of those wink. You got some good shit going on. I think what he's saying is like they had a good time making
Yeah.
it. I think the movie is fun. I think it's an action adventure. It's literally not. It's got deep parts to it, but at the same time, it's taking an understanding to itself, saying, hey, there's a lot of cooler shit later. So we're just having fun with what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
So
I like it. Nice mixed bag here. 56%. It's rotten, but there's a lot that people expect with these superhero movies nowadays. So
did you really expect that much from X-Men Apocalypse? Like
it's gotta be, man. It's fucking Apocalypse.
I know Apocalypse, but I didn't like X-Men Apocalypse. I wanted it to be great, but at the same time, Days of Future Past was so amazing, and what it's done for the genre of the X-Men. I didn't really think that Apocalypse was going to live up to what I wanted it to be for Days of... Because Days of Future Past had every fucking thing. It had the drama, it had the action, it had the adventure, it had everything in it.
I think they fucked up, man. I think they fucked up because, and I haven't seen the movie yet, but as far as marketing goes, and that's what we're talking about here when we talk about reviews, and because we haven't seen the movie yet, I think that they fucked up. This movie should have came out before everything else this summer. This movie should have came out before Deadpool. It should have came out before Batman vs Superman. You've got the two heavyweights, Civil War and Batman vs Superman, which neither, I mean, depending on how you look at it, lived up to...
Don't get in that debate. Don't get drawn in.
But I think it should have came out first, because now it's like, oh, it made it feel like that if it was a concert you're going to see, X-Men's supposed to be the main act.
Yeah,
and these other ones were opening, so you expect so much going into this. I don't know if it can live up to it, but all I know is when my ass is in that seat and I'm holding my fucking Butterfingers and my popcorn and my sody pop, I'm gonna be excited, man.
Yeah, it's like if you were... I mean, I don't like him, but I'm just saying... Oh, I do like some of his songs, but if you were going to go see a Kanye West concert, right? And the opening act... Or no, the act after Kanye West was Will Smith. You'd be like... Yeah...
Play Men in Black!
Yeah, it's like if you're not gonna play Men in Black or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Nightmare on Elm Street, I don't give a fuck what you're doing or getting jiggy with it. And you walk out, you're like, it's Will Smith. I don't give a shit. And
Mijo, mieso, mami, ami.
Bambinino, ami, ami. But no, I mean seriously,
Fucking douche.
I fucking love
Is
that
that
song.
right?
Yeah. No, you go fuck yourself. No, I just think seriously though, if you guys,
Parents just don't understand.
they don't understand. They
You
try.
saw my blinker, bitch.
Are we gonna do this all day?
Sorry.
We can. But.
Comment down below, let us know what your guys' thoughts are of the reviews. Do you think that you're going to like this movie or hate it as much as the critics do? That's all we're doing here is talking about what we think's going to happen. We love your fucking faces. Follow us on all that social shit down below because you're going to get shits there that you can't get shits here. We watch Movie Mike on Snapchat. We love your goddamn faces. If you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some wham up in you.